Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers for a World in Crisis. We continue today with Mother's words on Sri Aurobindo, Part 4. In this year of his centenary, his help will be stronger still. It is up to us to be more open and to know how to take advantage of it. The future is for those who have the soul of a hero. The stronger and more sincere our faith, the more powerful and effective will be the help received. 2nd January 1972. Sri Aurobindo came upon the earth to announce the manifestation of the supramental world. And not merely did he announce this manifestation, but embodied it also in part the supramental force, and showed by example what one must do to prepare oneself for manifesting it. The best thing we can do is to study all that he has told us and endeavor to follow his example and prepare ourselves for the new manifestation. This gives life its real sense and will help us to overcome all obstacles. Let us live for the new creation, and we shall grow stronger and stronger by remaining young and progressive. 30th January 1972. This year, let us offer all the activities of our body in consecration to Sri Aurobindo. 1st April 1972. Sri Aurobindo has given us the spiritual teaching which teaches us to come in direct contact with the divine. July 1972. This was written on the 15th of August 1972. My mother. One more step towards eternity. Sri Aurobindo's message is an immortal sunlight radiating over the future. Sri Aurobindo came on earth from the Supreme to announce the manifestation of a new race and the new world, the supramental. Let us prepare for it in all sincerity and eagerness. 15 August 1972. Man is the creation of yesterday. Sri Aurobindo came to announce the creation of tomorrow, the coming of the supramental being. 15 August 1972. The best homage that we can render to Sri Aurobindo on his centenary is to have a thirst for progress and to open all our being to the divine influence of which he is the messenger upon earth. 15 August 1972. Sri Aurobindo shows us the way towards the glorious future. August 1972. The best homage we can pay to Sri Aurobindo is to prepare for the supramental transformation. 5th December 1972. The significance of August 15th This evening, instead of answering questions, I would like us to meditate on the remembrance of Sri Aurobindo, on the way to keep it alive in us, and on the gratitude we owe him for all that he has done and is still doing in his ever-luminous, living, and active consciousness for this great realization, which he came not only to announce to the earth, but also to realize, and which he continues to realize. Tomorrow is the anniversary of his birth, an eternal birth in the history of the universe. 14 August 1957. Mother says, "Today I received a question about a phrase I used on the 14th of August, the eve of Sri Aurobindo's birthday. The question is about the phrase in which I spoke of the birth of Sri Aurobindo. It was on the eve of his birthday, and I called it an eternal birth. I am asked what I meant by eternal. Of course, if the words are taken literally, an eternal birth doesn't signify much. But I am going to explain to you how there can be, and in fact is, a physical explanation or understanding, a mental understanding, a psychic understanding, and a spiritual understanding. Physically, it means that the consequence of this birth will last as long as the earth. The consequences of Sri Aurobindo's birth will be felt throughout the entire existence of the earth. And so I called it eternal, a little poetically. Mentally, it is a birth the memory of which will last eternally. Through the ages, Sri Aurobindo's birth will be remembered with all the consequences it has had. Psychically, it is a birth which will recur eternally from age to age in the history of the universe. This birth is a manifestation which takes place periodically from age to age in the history of the earth. That is, the birth itself is renewed, repeated, reproduced, bringing every time perhaps something more complete and more perfect. But it is the same movement of descent, of manifestation, of birth in an earthly body. And finally, from the purely spiritual point of view, it could be said that it is the birth of the eternal upon earth. For each time the avatar takes a physical form, it is the birth of the eternal himself on earth. All that contained in two words: eternal birth.